but I want to keep my money up. And I've carriers that I'm not doing anything with. I'll get rid of one of those spares that I'm not doing anything with. I'll get rid of one.
Alright, do a sound check on you guys. Alright, do a sound check on you guys. Do a sound check.
Yep, test.
Test.
Yep,
Test.
Yep, test.
Got you guys.
Test.
Yep, test.
Got you guys.
Oh.
Oh.
Test.
Got you guys.
Oh.
Oh.
Test.
Got you guys. I can still hear it. Where is it at? Oh.
Test.
Got you guys. So there it is. Gosh. I got it. You have to. Hey Redman, they can't hear us, but if you want to again type in there at 75 viewers and at 100 viewers, the prizes. should not have been in. Oh, they did hear it! Oh my god, I'm speaking! Silly Roddy. Tricks are for.
Yeah, that's right. Skrillex, bad noise, former beggars. How the camera really died that night? Whether I went down was it really a time? What's suicide? At home, the confidence friend of mine. We go drinking from time to time, and I find gets on her time. Back home, out on the street again. Don't you stop, no, you couldn't swim by. Back home, out on the street again. I'm not gonna play if there ain't no way I win. And Hemingway never seemed to mind the banalities of a normal life, and I find gets hotter every time. So he aimed the shotgun into the blue, face to face in between the two inside. It's life! Back home, out on the street again. Don't you stop, no, you couldn't swim by. Back home, you're out on the street again. I'm not gonna play if there ain't no way I win. Hey there, soldier, what did you do? Just when the world was looking to you to write anything that meant anything, you told us you were through. And it's been years since you passed away, but I see no plague and I see no grave, and I can't help believing you wanted it that way.
Vincent Van Gogh, why do you weep? You were on your way to heaven, but the road was steep. Who was there to break your fall? Guilty one and all.
And I don't know much, but I do know this: with a golden heart comes a rebel fist. I can't help agreeing with those that would not quit.
Wait, we're ready?
Yeah, we're ready. I told you to start.
Alright then, welcome folks, derpy. Welcome folks to the Angry Games podcast once again. This is week 4, and guess what was out yesterday? If you don't know, you're daft. What was out yesterday, Roddy?
Rubicon?
Rubicon! So we've got great start, thanks. We've got 2 guests with us this week. Elijah Ghost back with us again.
Hello.
And we've got Silas Black, who is CEO for Templars. Hello, Silas.
How you doing, gents?
Hello, welcome to the podcast. So we're going to kick it off with Rubicon release. We've already had a pretty interesting view of it in Faction Warfare. I think we're going to watch the trailer first, for those of you who've managed to miss the trailer. I think Roddy's going to throw that up now for us.
Yep, give me half a second. Still not up, I know. What do you mean? Mute your stream. For Elijah and Silas, if you're watching the stream, make sure it's muted. Or else you're just going to keep hearing echoes.
It's muted.
But not the people watching the stream. Everyone else watching the stream, don't.
There you go. Sorry guys, give me 1 second, I wasn't prepared.
Oh, look at that. It's like the never-ending corridor. So, Rubicon trailer, folks. Here we go.
I got hostiles inbound. What's your status?
Establishing connection in 3, 2, and primary defenses are breached. Attempting brute force on secondary. Keep them off me.
Capsuleers of New Eden. We are aware your scanners are detecting cosmic anomalies of an unknown nature.
Deploying sentry drones. That should keep them busy.
These anomalies originate from covert research facilities known as ghost sites. They are run by hostile factions and pose a significant threat to the entirety of New Eden.
Battleships on grid. Time's up. We gotta go.
Negative. Just hold them off. I'm almost through.
The Empires demand full compliance with the following directive. Capsuleer access to these illicit facilities is strictly forbidden.
Taking heavy fire.
Unauthorized interactions will be considered a violation.
Almost there.
Shields are down. There's so much damage.
And should you fail to comply,
I'm in. I've never seen anything like this. Wait. No. Abort! Abort!
there will be consequences.
Eve Rubicon. There's no turning back. Play now at trial.com.
There is no turning back. That one of their best trailers, I think, without a doubt. What do you think?
No, absolutely. I mean, watching it, it's pretty compelling. I want one of those ships. I don't have one yet, but very shortly I will. It's definitely one of the best ones they've done.
Yeah, I checked the market there before we started. The Stratos is up at 450 mils still. It was down lower. It's back up again, and the Steros is still at about 150. So, but I was reading tweets from CCP. There are more. It's like 100 times more Sisters of Eve. No, 300 times more Sisters of Eve blueprints sold today than I think Serpentis. This is crazy.
Oh, they're a great looking ship. I mean, just to fly around in one, they're definitely flashy. I like them.
Alright then, so how have we seen it? I mean, Roddy, we were out in the fleet last night, and I'm sure Elijah, you guys will have seen this as well. Have you seen much of the changes yet in Faction Warfare?
I honestly haven't. I've been kind of off and on these past few days since the expansion, so this is kind of my first playtime properly in a few days.
I think Elijah Ghost and I need to like lock and load in those ships and go head to head. I think it's only fair.
Yep. If we can get 75 viewers, Elijah and Silas will have a 1v1 in Inia outside the station.
Oh, Inia? Why not Nana, huh?
We'll go Nana, I don't give a shit.
Make it fair and go to Takaima.
Oh boy.
Go on, Roddy.
No, I was just gonna say, like first of all, about the Sisters of Eve ships, they're fantastic. I also like them because they're new. You know what I mean? They're white. What other ships out there are white? Everything else is more darker, and they just have a totally different look and feel to them. And then with the changes of Rubicon, I'm kind of with Elijah Ghost, but I have been playing a lot. I've seen like a few changes, but not a lot. I think Odyssey changed a lot compared to what Rubicon did.
Well, I gotta tell you guys, the other night we had a guy in a Plex just working it down, and one of these ships warped and cloaked. I don't know if that's a bug or that's the new style, but it's gonna be a game changer for us. The Asteros. I don't know if you've got that
yeah, I got
kill
it.
link. Yeah, it's pretty wild. I mean, the ship didn't show up, just appeared right before him, so it warped and cloaked. It's pretty wild.
Yeah, it could be a bug. I mean, I hope it's a bug, or I hope it was already in there, or something strange like that. But if it is a bug, it's a pretty serious one that we'll have to test. So if anyone else can confirm that one, that would be great. Because if anyone else is rich enough to afford one of those frigates to test it, please let us know.
I want the cruiser.
Okay, so here's what someone else has said. Someone's just posted Darkstorm's just posted no capacity to cloak on gate. After that, it can cloak in warp to the gate, which is an interesting thought. Because of course, covert obstacle has a really low cooldown. But I think that's one of the first kill mills I've seen on it, and like that's pretty impressive damage. Right there. The other one we saw, Roddy, last night was the Interceptors. They were out and about.
Yeah, they were out in force.
I think I mean, there was one I seen, and it just charged after a Kestrel or something, and at something like 5,000 meters a second, and just pinned it down and held it there. Because Interceptors are quite squishy traditionally, and they seem to have definitely developed a tank.
Yeah.
Not to mention the warp speed changes with them have been very, very quick. I mean, we're warping about any certainly in frigates and destroyers. It's been a big difference. I don't know how you guys feel about it.
Yeah, I mean, I got on last night, and things were a lot smoother. But I'll tell you, the heavier stuff, it's horrible. It's painful to move. Can only imagine bringing the dread out.
Yeah.
Yeah, I know. I've experienced. They talked about how frigates would be able to get to destination before cruisers and stuff, and I experienced this last night, and it was weird. It's just warping past it in warp, and it's just like, it shouldn't be happening. But it's nice to get there before them.
No, I agree, and I think it's going to add another piece to the whole strategy. When you're flying frigs, I know our team's been pretty successful with frigates, and now to actually beat them to the punch and get to the destination ahead of time is it's pretty cool.
Yeah, it's the way it needs to be. I think it's going to certainly, cruiser fleets are going to have to think a lot more. I'm sure Nullsec and Test Alliance some of the Nullsec alliances are going to have a lot of fun moving back and forth. Bomber fleets and stuff like that as well are going to have to. I think bomber fleets are going to get the best of it. I think it's going to be a pain to catch these things. I know. Yeah, but it's a nice change. It's a good change, and it's very welcome. I guess we were talking about this earlier before the podcast. We're still trying to come up with proper uses for the mobile depots. Mines have currently been turned into mobile morgues. Roddy has termed them.
What are you doing now?
Mobile morgues.
I'm afraid that I know you guys. What's going on?
Well,
No.
you're out about, you pick up that corpse and you have to fly all the way back to India with it. No, I can just stick it in a mobile depot and come back for it later.
And no, I don't even want to know what you're doing with them. That's
Exactly.
fine, thanks.
No, I'm in the same boat, and I'm like, he's in my corp, so I fear for my safety.
Come on, everyone has a corpse collector on their go.
I collect the corpses that I actually killed, not just, oh, I jumped a gate, there's a corpse. Pick it up.
Yeah, well, it happens.
Indeed. But no, it's really cool too. About like the new ship changes or whatnot. There's someone who actually was streaming, like I guess running around in nullsec with his interceptor. Like I think he called it the interceptor challenge. I don't know if he was trying to see how far he can go without getting messed with, or what he could do without getting messed with. But it's kind of funny how people are already kind of testing the boundaries. Because now, especially with nullsec, those interceptors, they don't get bogged down by bubbles anymore. They're fast as hell. Pretty much, you can't catch them.
Crow is still the best interceptor, though.
I think it's got even better.
Yeah, it's fucking silly. I used to love my malediction, but the Crow is just absolutely silly now.
Yeah, I'm really looking forward to getting out there and trying them because, I can use them and haven't used them in a while now, so gotta get a go with them again. I suck at kiting still, so it's, you know.
I'm just looking forward to getting my snake implants back.
What happened there?
Oh, just getting back into them. I haven't used them in a long time. Well, I suppose I don't have them anymore because I got smart bump and all that jazz.
Just because you mentioned implants, these new implants then are for mobility. Do you think we'll see them in faction warfare? Because obviously mobility is a big thing in the frigate warfare down here, and you know.
I think you're going to see them more so in high sec, for the likes of freighter corps and things like that.
Oh yeah, I'm already getting ready to invest in a set for my freighter. It's so expensive. Well, it's going to be much slower, but I mean, the difference is going to be a lot more noticeable in smaller ships like the Interceptor. I mean, I just think it's like a 29.6 AU warp speed on an Interceptor. Like, you know, you're covering any, and quite literally, I think 7 seconds is where I reckon 78 seconds probably.
We timed it on CC just before the expansion, and we got from the EHA gate to the Pavanaki, whatever one's like 140 AU or whatever it is. We did that in just under 9 seconds. So.
That's impressive. You know, that's impressive, and I just really want to see them making, you know, those mobility implants making a comeback. And with these new ones, I think it's going to be something that we'll see in pods, even if it's only the cheap ones. I think we'll still see them in pods. That's a great addition.
I mean, it's good, but they're not very good for combat. They're great for, you know, if you're a bunch of frigates hunting down a single target or something. That's cool. That's fine. But for actual PvP combat, when you're going into a Plex and faction, you know, you're not going to have any use warping around in there.
No, I agree. I agree with that one entirely.
I don't see much point in them, to be fair. I would rather see things like the snake implants or the nomad implants even being used for something like that. But I think the biggest boost they're going to give it to is the likes of freighter pilots and high sec mission runners and stuff, and who just warp battleships around all the time.
Yeah, I've actually bought a golem today there. Yeah, I know, the worst one to buy, but whatever. And the changes for that are crazy good. I reckon there's going to be a few ambitious solo PvPers out in them. And some of the other, especially some of the other, like the Chronos. I wouldn't be surprised if we saw solo Chronoses out roaming, because they can tank. Boy, can they tank. Like my local rep, and this is only with Marauders 2, my local rep on the Golem in Bastion was putting out 1800 a cycle.
Out of curiosity, does Bastion affect the ancillary shield repairs?
I believe so, yeah.
Oh, that's fucking silly.
Yeah. That's 100% boost, add in the shield boost amplifiers and the Marauders natural boost, and you are going to skyrocket.
I'm just going to sit out any station, man.
Yeah, no more camping in the station unless you're in a Marauder, because there'll be another. I mean, the other thing is, my Marauder can. The Golem I'm hitting 222 kilometers is my hit range. Like what? My lock range is 120.
I wish you could all see what I'm doing, but I'm doing the cruise missile meme. This guy is really fucking high. It's just like cruise missiles.
Yeah.
What do you think of these new the changes to the rapid light missiles and the rapid heavy missiles? I think it's heavy. I don't know what the rapid one is.
I don't know. It seems like a lot of high alpha, but not a lot coming after that. I mean, the 40-second reload is. I think the idea is you kill your target before you need to reload.
I think
Well-
over extended periods, you're going to need different missiles, but for, you know, if you're in a caracal getting chased by 5 frigates, you're not going to need more than that, really.
No, but this whole rapid light missile change, I think that's going to affect those who like to fly around with nano caracals and one with those. And what are you looking at, like a 12-second cycle now?
I think something like that. Someone said 24 missile launcher, 24 missile in 40 seconds. Oh yeah, so it's 24 missiles inside 40 seconds. Which is 1.5 seconds a cycle, roughly. If that, you know, if that's great, which is fast. That's fast. And then, of course, you've got yeah, that's correct. 40-second reload time after that, which is not really nice. Like Elijah says, you want to clear the targets as quickly as possible and move on.
Yeah, I don't know if that's going to work.
No, it'll be interesting. It's worth a try, I think. It's definitely going to be very a trolley. You're definitely not going to go up against a caracal if it has them in anything smaller than a cruiser, or even in a cruiser.
Well, you know, the way Elijah brings his friends in, you know, we definitely need a lot more than that, so.
I think you'll find I haven't actually flown with any of my guys in a long time.
Come on, man, what's going on with that? I know you've been hanging out, chatting with us. You need to get out there some more.
None of them trust me to fly with them anymore.
Oh, because you've been hanging out on the other side of the tracks. I get it.
Pretty much. I mean, I've been hanging out, I've been shooting at you, I've been dying to you. Still not fucking trusted by my own guys. It's fucking hilarious.
Could be worse. At least you're not trusted. I don't trust Roddy in the slightest.
Really?
Don't trust him. Just no use.
That's sad face, man.
Better be.
I trust you.
Oh, that's good to know.
With a 10-foot pole, you know, like that kind of trust. This is faction warfare, man. Everyone's a spy. Everyone's a spy.
SC spy, best spy.
Exactly. So, I mean, anything else? Something else about Rubicon release was that siphon, the pause siphon thing. You drop it next to a pause and it like steals things from a pause, I guess. What do you guys think about that?
About that. That's cool as hell.
Yeah.
I like that idea.
And I think like you have to leave it there, and it just, I guess, slowly siphons things, and then you have to go back and pick it up. Like it doesn't do it immediately. It takes some time. So
It's a gradual process, yeah, like the normal moon miners. The thing about it is that anybody can take it. So the owner can come back, and if he gets there before you do, he can just lift it out and fly away with it again, which is a nice mechanic, because it really means that the player who deploys them has to be checking them. I can't just leave them.
well, I mean, if it's an active pause, like I can understand that. I guess at nighttime or right before downtime or something, you set it up. But I really don't think you can get more than like an hour or so out of it. And how much does it take out in an hour or so? Because the second, or is it cloaked up? Do you have to probe it down, or is it just obvious on your overview? Hey, someone's stealing your crap.
It's obvious on your overview, yeah.
Yeah, so I mean, someone's immediately going to see that if they have common sense and be like, oh shit, there it is, let me go shoot it. Because I guarantee it doesn't have, you know, a reinforced timer or anything like that.
The thing is, most passes are traditionally, or Moongu passes are traditionally done on a weekly basis, so there's a week-long period there where the person isn't anywhere near them, so it's definitely going to force people to be checking their passes on a daily basis.
Yeah, I mean, I guess so.
Because I know in tribal bands, certainly that was the way the contracts were set up. You got a week's worth of fuel and you traded over the week's worth of minerals and you get your payment into the bargain. Because every day.
No, you don't want to check every day.
What I noticed about the one of the great things we were planning on exploding was exactly that. You know, people stock up for a week and then leave their pause, or they clear out all the fuel after a week and then leave their pause. And we've had our eyes on a few targets already, knowing what these mechanics are going to be. And basically, what we're going to do is wait for the next time they stack up their stuff and then leave, and then put all of our stuff around their pauses, and just wait for that week and start farming it. And then take all our stuff down as soon as that week is over, before they manage to get back online and refuel.
There you go. I thought it was cool.
I might throw one or two up just to see if I can make a bit of money out of them, but I don't think they're going to be I don't think for faction warfare they're going to see much use. Though there is an R64, that I know there's one R64 in the whole of the Calvary Mill Warzone, and I know where it is. So I might stick one there.
I don't think anyone doesn't know where it is.
Everyone probably does.
I'd be very
but-
surprised if no one, or if anyone doesn't know where it is, who fights down who.
Yeah, that's true. Though to be fair, you don't really want to piss off PL.
Good thing I'm blue with them.
Oh, shut up, you. Do you want to drop it for me?
Yeah, you guys bring your dreads. I won't call them in as backup.
Ha998 just brought up the mobile Sino inhibitor. I want to touch on this again. I think I'm really looking forward to it. I'm personally going to be buying a few. I know the militias in general are starting to look towards capitals a lot more. And it's really nice to see people getting out of the frigates for stuff. Even though, of course, frigates are so key. I remember one of the bashes recently where Galante countered with capitals and battleship fleets and stuff, so it's quite nice. Those Sino fields are going to change things up a bit for iHub bashes, and I definitely think fleet commanders are going to be dropping them in iHubs. Just because it's something else, it's an extra layer of defense for your fleet, and it's there, you might as well use it.
It's going to be interesting, primarily because the last time I was on the show with you guys, we were on with, I think it was Cassidy, I can't remember his name.
Cassian,
yep. Sorry, yes, thank you. I speak to him regularly, and I can't remember his fucking name. I'm pathetic. But last time I was on the show with you, and shortly after the show, they started dropping caps on iHubs. I think it was the same night, or possibly the next night. I can't really remember. I think it was like 3 weeks ago, anyway, or 2 weeks ago. And we were eyeing them up, and it just happened to be a bad night for us because we had the dreads and stuff online to counter drop them. I think they had like 4 carriers. There was 2 Chimeras, Archon, Thanatos, and a Revelation, with a very ragtag mixed support subcap fleet. And we were ready with the dreads and stuff to drop on them, but we couldn't get the support in. I think we had like 4 battleships online. And it was just, with this new addition to the thing, being able to counter drop being able to drop an anti-Sino on grid is just, it does make it much more interesting, especially with the likes in our area of Black Rise with PL and Snake and all lemons around.
Yeah.
So just for those watching, we are mailing Cassian out the stream, the TS info now. So we're giving it to you. Don't worry.
Oh, is Cassian coming on again?
Yeah, Cassian's coming on. He wants on. We'll let him in.
You pissed him off, Elijah. You know it had to happen.
Coming on to defend himself.
It's fine. I call him out. I'll gladly call him out.
But I'm looking forward to just keeping those about. I mean, I need to check the size of them. If anyone can give me the M3 size of them, that'll be useful for my own notes.
So it looks like K Farsight from Arma Purgatorium is she on? K, go ahead, say hello in chat.
I'm confused.
Yeah, I'm sitting here too, like, what's going on? I know these names.
K's in game listening, so I figured do a shout out, see if she's on chat. She said she's listening.
Yeah, he is.
I know, it's so confusing with the names and the...
Yeah, the pictures. Isn't, like, Dean Wispa actually a girl, or is that a guy?
Dean is hot. Alright, I think Dean's a guy, but the avatar is hot.
Okay, yeah, Dean is very much a penis person.
We can tell by the trolling in local, but that's about it.
There you go.
Yes.
Alright, so I think we can go ahead and go to anything else with Rubicon before we go to our next topic? Or...
I don't even know what the topics are.
Yeah, Rubicon for me too early to tell. I'm still playing around with it. I think by the end of this week, and I'll have some more feedback.
Yeah, definitely. Maybe next week. I mean, it's only been 1 day, but with the release, I'm honestly not that. A lot of the stuff that got released doesn't personally affect me. Like the mobile hangars, I guess is what they're called. I have no intention. Even like Radomir, he's gonna use it to store dead bodies. You know what I mean?
I think my biggest issue will be nanite based and ammo and stuff like that. I hate carrying large amounts of ammo around me, and I hate not having nanite based. So I'll definitely key systems I'll be setting them up there.
Yeah, absolutely.
Red, with all due respect, the nanite repaste it will not repair the dead bodies. Just saying.
You cannot bring them back to life.
You can't bring them back.
But yeah, and so just the Sisters of Eve and the warping is pretty much like the best thing I got out of it. Oh, also in the Bastion mode, because I'm training up for the Chronos. I don't know why I want the Chronos, but I want the Chronos.
It's lovely.
Yeah.
I do have to say that this is going to be, like with the Chronos and stuff, and the new Marauder changes, it's going to make IHub fleets a lot more interesting, and a lot more expensive too.
Oh
absolutely.
yeah.
It's going to be interesting.
Well, I guess the verdict will be out till we actually see them appearing.
Yeah.
But
well, we're the guys with the vulnerable systems.
True. I mean, if you fit them for range, they can hit out pretty damn far. So I think it's going to be a good defensive ship for defending IHubs. So someone just sitting there sniping at the bombers and stuff from 200 kilometers and stuff. And then by the time anyone gets anywhere near you, you've micro jump drived out of the way. So gate cams then. Gate cams, the wonderful gate cams.
Yeah.
Gate cams.
Gate
Gate
cams.
cams. Well, I mean, we've had. Oh, there's Cassin. Welcome to the show. Welcome back, rather.
Yeah, how's it going?
What's going on, man? How are you?
Doing alright?
I'm here to get called out.
It's
Called out for what? For not joining my corp?
What's it?
They don't know yet.
Too late. Stat cat's out of the bag now. So yeah, gate cams. I mean, everyone knows about the Kanaka Onamon gates, and we all of course know probably the most famous gate cam, which is station cam, which is Mad Annie. Yeah. I mean, I'm a mixed bag on them. I like the gate ones because you can see traffic, and traffic is never there long enough. I take exception to ones parked on a station, though. I mean, whenever I did a quick wee trip out to Nully Secunda's space, just to try things out with my other character, and there was a Mad Annie one there just camping the staging system constantly, and I don't know, it would be enough that me and another guy spent an hour to try and park in front of it. When we parked out in front of it, we jet canned. So just to block it. But I mean, do you like them? Do you not like them?
I don't know. I personally am kind of like torn between, like, I like it because this is Eve, you know, and it's loud, you know what I mean? These cameras that just let you see things that, unless you actually had a physical person there telling you every second of every day, this is what's going on, this is what's going on, this is what's going on. But so I kind of hate it too, because then again, it's not someone actually doing it. They just turn it on and walk away from their computer. But there's also those Jita cams out there. There's also an Amar cam that was up for a short time on Twitch, and so I mean, I don't know. I kind of don't. I like it again for the protection, but then again, I also hate it because it's like it's being lazy, in my opinion.
Yeah, it's you bring up a couple good points. I mean, the whole lazy piece to it. I think there's some potential with these cams. I think it's a creative use of the technology in real life and whatnot, which is great. But at the end of the day, you know, it's almost like deploying a calculator versus a piece of paper and a pencil. I mean, before gate cams, what we were doing, we were going +1 and having guys go in and scout. So I think it's going to change things a little bit. And it's also, at the end of the day, going to be ineffective for the combat teams when they look to fleet. You know, they're going to find means to, you know, create some disinformation and play with the cams. And if we don't like it, we'll just blow them up.
There you go.
That's a good way of looking at it. Did you guys, Cassin, you've just come from Nullsec, of course. Did you have problems with them out there? Like, did you appreciate Mad Annie poking about or not?
Oh, yeah. I mean, we used it as intel. You know, we've always got eyes on the enemy, like, what are they forming up in, you know? Fucking Mad Annie, he would perch up over their staging towers, and we could see, you know, when their Titans were bridging people in. I mean, yeah, he can go AFK and do it, but, you know, why couldn't you set up a ship and, you know, be able to see through its eyes? I just think, it's a, you know, it's a cool thing that we have people, you know, recording what's going on in Eve. And,
you know, I wasn't even thinking about the whole null and the Titans and whatnot, but the amount of IS that's put on the table with those battles, and the small amount of investment on a cam. I mean, I would definitely do that in a heartbeat. Kind of makes me look at it a little differently.
Yeah, I mean, certainly. I mean, we've seen some brilliant fights recorded from that army, and we have that glorious shot recently from the N3 Titan fleet, where the 38 Titans launching their Doomsdays, and that pretty awesome picture that's going around. And I know there are other people streaming them, but I guess that's Twitch. I mean, some of those most of those are being streamed from inside the fleet, and it's great to get those points of views. And I think streaming those battles is great. And it is nice, and I get to say, they are a fantastic source of intel. I mean, we use the gate cams constantly.
See, it'd be nice if CCP came out with some sort of like camera drone or camera probe or something to where you could do that with your own ship.
That would be pretty cool.
Yeah.
That would be a very interesting idea. You would have to put a timer on it, though. A survivability timer.
Like probes.
Yeah, but like probes. And a camera probe.
Yeah.
Because I mean, I know you would have them. We would have them up in India, and we would put them up in EHA. You would keep an eye on the gate either side. I know the Galente would have the same. And we would definitely change up. No more interlock Thrasher gate cams. Or at least no more wasting a ship as a scout on the other side now.
Ain't nothing wrong with my interlock Thrashers.
Dude, I lost a hawk to a bunch of those earlier today. Whenever I got to the gate, there were 2 of them there, right? And I was flying through with my Cloaky mission running Manicore. And I was like, oh, I'm going to come back with my hawk and kill him. Nope. Like, whenever I jumped through, there were like 7 more of them. I was like, fuck.
Welcome to Eve.
Yep.
Yeah. They either run or they get more guys to come in.
Yeah.
Yeah. Welcome to Eve.
Yeah.
I'm not even sorry.
I just made sure I got my pod out of there.
Yeah.
We did good to get that out.
Yeah, I lost 180 million and just pod implant one day to gate camps. So now I fly clean clone for a little while. But yeah. And then also to kind of go with the gate cams and the Rubicon release, Radomir mentioned something of now with Rubicon release there's streaming capabilities or something, or it's stream friendly, something like that. Red?
Yeah, they talked about introducing streaming through the Eve client in Rubicon. I'm not sure if that's out. I haven't been able to find it. It might have just been talked about and they're putting it off for a later date.
Yeah.
But I'm looking at it. Beats me how if it is already available, it beats me how it is. I mean, I heard it, and I think a stream, one of the CCP streams, and I haven't heard much about it since. So it's one of those things that I guess we'll stay tuned for. But it's definitely going to increase these kind of cameras.
Yeah.
If you don't need XSplit and stuff like that, it's going to make it a lot easier.
Mm-hmm. All you need is a Twitch account, because there's a different game that has that feature, and all you have to do is have a Twitch account, sign in through your Twitch account, and then it streams it onto your channel. That's all you do. You don't have to do anything else. You don't have to pick your bit rate. You don't have to pick sounds or this or that. That's all you have to do. So I think that's really cool.
Yeah, it'll be nice, and it'll really give CCP an edge for publicity in terms of the vast Twitch user base and stuff. If more people are streaming Twitch and their fights and stuff like that, and I think we'll see a lot more videos of fights. I think we'll see a lot more of what actually goes on in Eve and people's experiences in Eve, which is a good thing, I think. I mean, there's plenty of game footage out there from other games. Like if you take, I'm just going to pick a game at random, Assassin's Creed Black Riot, the Black Flag. There's already tons of videos coming out there, a lot more than what's out for Eve.
Yeah.
And so I think something like that will really help, even if it does mean more gate cams. But that's just, I guess, a price to pay. But I think a useful one, potentially.
Gotcha. No, I think it'd be good. And I think a lot more people are going to be coming out of the woodwork with their stuff, like you said.
So, this topic, I think every person here has a bit of experience on then. And we're going to go into we're going to talk about Fleet Command, but we're also talking a bit about alliances and kind of some of the problems and the issues in running alliance and setting up alliance and maintaining alliance and different things like that. So of course, Cassian and Silas, have fun with that. I know, Silas, that was something you were keen to talk about. So I guess Fleet Commanding, it's one of those things, and people are always like, I don't want a fleet command. What if I whelp the fleet? What if this, that, and the other? One piece of advice I always give to people is, if someone's joined your fleet and they've undocked their ship's already lost. An undocked ship is dead until you get it back to station. And when someone undocks a ship, they do that knowingly. But anyone any interesting fleet commanding experiences?
Not in particular.
Yeah, I mean, by no means, I'm certainly not an expert at all when it comes to fleet command. I can just say that, when you're looking to develop a team, you want to create an environment that's hospitable to getting them to step up and encourage them to do so, and keep it small. Keep it attainable until they start getting some of the basics down, and then from there, once that foundation is there, you can expand. But at the end of the day, like a big capital, Titan fight or whatever, I'd be lost. I'd probably reach out to Cassian and Elijah or somebody else for that one.
Yeah.
I'm definitely not an expert on capital fights, but cruisers and down I've done a lot of over the years, and basically FCing is all about target calling and moving as a unit. If you've got people in your fleet doing their own thing, you're not being a good FC. You gotta make sure everyone has their damage applying to the same target, and they're in the right position, moving in the right direction. That's the main things to FCA.
No, and I completely agree with that, and I'd go one step further, that it starts with the pregame. Call it the huddle, where you're coming together. You're talking about what the plan is, what the end game is. At that point, just making sure everybody understands their role, and there you go.
Yeah, it's a very important thing as well. I mean, situational awareness for an FC has to be key, and you see some FCs, including myself, FCing from a Logi seat, and that works up to a point. If your Logi is the anchor, that's fine. If you're using, we would run a Tower fleet or a Missile Corex fleet where you're all off the button, and the Logi can be inside the middle of you perfectly fine anyway because you're all at range. That's fine, the ranges. But I mean, there are times when FCs have to assign target callers. I think it's important not to be afraid to do to issue target callers and use target callers if you have to. Obviously try not to. But they're helpful. There are people there who can call targets, and sometimes better than you, and use them.
Yeah, and you kind of got to understand the ships too and what they're capable of. You want to be at the right range. That's one thing that's great about faction warfare, is if you're inside a Plex, you're pretty much dictating what range the enemy's going to be starting at.
Yeah, that's why I prefer playing defensively personally in a Plex if we can.
Yeah.
But at the same time, attacking always allows you the opportunity to bring something, because if you see Tower fleet in a Plex, they're pretty much going to be at range. And that allows you to bring something that can head out towards them, such as the Cormorant fleets that we've been seeing from Galente more often now.
Yeah, I mean, you can definitely dictate the fights a lot better in faction warfare.
Yeah, I think one of the key things is to make sure that you use that advantage. There's no point in having a missile fleet and sitting on the button, because what use is it? You have a range, use it to your advantage. I think the other thing is that if you're unsure of a fleet as well, there's no point in... I mean, if your fleet has got the same number of ships as an enemy fleet, but the enemy fleet has got twice the Logi as yours as part of that, chances are you're probably going to lose. Even if you can output more DPS, Logi can repair a lot more DPS than... a Logi ship can repair 4 or 5 DPS ships worth of damage, which I think is Logi has definitely come into its own in faction warfare over the last while, especially with the Logi frigates.
You know, and FCs are part of the reason that Test is in faction warfare. After we lost the Fountain War, we lost all of our good strat FCs. We were left with bare bones. You know, faction warfare gives us the opportunity to train our new FCs and, you know, to do it cost effectively without having to whelp battleships all the time, you know.
Well, that's one thing, Cassian, about faction warfare. The guys are going to get a lot of training, a lot of experience with the PvP.
Yeah, we've already got a dozen or so FCs pretty much ready to roll since we've been here, and we're still training new ones every day.
Well, that's good to hear. Definitely. I mean, the other thing about faction warfare is your FCs don't have to fly 40 jumps to find a fight.
You're right.
Yeah, true.
You literally undock, jump to the next system. Oh my goodness, it's an enemy stronghold. Which is really, really nice.
Well, to be honest, Test isn't used to flying that far to get a fight, anyways.
No, that's true. You were much closer than that, I guess. But no, so certainly it can be the case sometimes.
Yeah, our bridging network used to be really good. Our jump bridge network and our Titan network was like second to none. But yeah, times have changed.
Times have changed, yeah, certainly. So, I mean, you suppose Silas and Cassian talked about FCs in your alliance. How important are they to the alliance in terms of helping? I know you're Cassian, you're a diplomat, but I'm sure you see how they can be used, you know, and Silas, your alliance CEO, you can see how they're helpful in running the alliance.
Well, I'm also high command. I'm also, you know, schoolyard. I'm the CEO of Rebella, and I'm also an FC. I do FC from time to time, but I have a 4-year-old son, and I'm a stay-at-home dad right now. I fractured my spine in the army, so, you know, I'm retired. But I FC as well. But our FCs are important to us because they are the ones who get pilots to log on. They are the ones who get pilots in space. They are the ones who create content. They're the ones who, you know, make this game great. You know, we do a lot of stuff with Brave Newbies. You know, Brave Newbies has always been kind of like a little brother to Test. And we just had a scheduled fight with them the other day, which they won. Hats off, because our Logi anchor was a derp and ended up burning straight towards their fleet. But
been there, done that.
Yeah, I mean, FCs are an asset in this game, and they're the ones who get people to log on.
Yeah, I mean,
go ahead.
You know, definitely echo that. I mean, the FCs, you know, they're an integral part of the operation. I mean, they're not the end-all, be-all. I think everybody in the Alliance has a role, and depending on what part of the game you exist in is going to dictate how important each role is. So for faction warfare, if you're a corporation without FCs, you better be in a damn good alliance that has some, otherwise your corporation isn't going to grow. So yeah, it's important, and you're right. I mean, they get people out there. I don't know how many times I log in and I see pilots, hey, when's the next fleet? And the great thing about being in an alliance is that typically there's a fleet going on. And that's a benefit. My hope and goal is that the pilots that have an interest will take the risk, and hopefully we're fostering an environment to help them go out there and start small and learn big. Stepping from a small gang to cruiser is completely different. It can be daunting for a lot of people, and hopefully we've got the right training environment to help them get there, and that's just going to help us grow. But yeah, you're right. I mean, it gets them out there flying, and they have a good time, and then they want to log in the next day.
Yeah, I mean, Test, we're known for whelping fleets, and that's not because we have bad FCs or we don't know, what we're going up against and whatnot. It's because we always give fights. We will go up against twice our numbers in the same ships. We fight, and a lot of times, this guy in Twitch just said, FCs make the game great when they're properly trained. I disagree. I say that, if you have fun in a fleet, whether you win or lose, you're going to come back for more.
Well, the other part of it too is you got to put yourself out there. I mean, for me, I'm a conservative FC. I'm the guy who's going to run away, live another day. But I look at the fights that we're having now. I look at the feedback, regarding the Tempest Alliance, and it's completely different than it was 90 days ago, 6 months ago. We have the same guys involved 6 months ago, but they're so much better, not just in in-game skill set, but also just, situational awareness and understanding the game mechanics. They're doing better out there as FCs, as pilots. So it takes time. This isn't a game you're going to get overnight, and I think depending on your personality is going to dictate whether you're going to get there. And faction warfare, puts people in and through the grinder pretty quick. A lot of people don't last 2 weeks. But if they do, they get through the first couple weeks, chances are they're going to make it, and they're going to have a blast, man. It's fun.
Yeah, I mean, we had an issue with someone recently who wasn't really getting out and joining fleets and wasn't really talking to us, and then ran into difficulties later on. I mean, that was through no effort in ours, because I know I was personally inviting him to fleets and stuff, and that happens. But I think if an FC's got a fleet up, go join it. Because at the end of the day, that's where you get to chat to people in your corporation. That's where you get to have fun, have a bit of banter, and really just get to know the people that you're playing the game with. Because I mean, if you're in a corporation and you're a solo player who never wants to talk to anybody, never wants to socialize, never wants to join in, why bother? You can do that without being in the corporation. But I mean, with the corporation, you've got that network, you've got those FCs, you've got the people who can teach you something you might not have heard before. Okay, Elijah. What's Bestie running away for? Elijah, thanks for joining us. I believe you've drawn here.
Yes, I do. I've got some girlfriend aggro going on, so.
Oh yeah, Web and Scrammer, buddy boy. I hope you make it through.
Oh. Alright, guys. I'll catch you in a bit. Thanks very much for the show.
Yep.
Thanks for being here.
Why is Bestie leaving? What is this garbage in chat? And then we got Dragon Scarlet. Hold on. FC gets to have fun, but if you're a player who needs a hand and is getting left behind by your FC, then it's not very fun. Okay, I'll comment on that one. It's really a team effort, and it's at times not the FC's responsibility. I think if there's a lot of pregame and a lot of understanding to help get that pilot with the basics, they'll be fine. But there's times that fleet's moving, and they got to warp out, and if you're not paying attention, you're not on point, yeah, you're going to get left behind. You're probably going to get whelped, and it might leave a sour taste in your mouth.
Yeah, also, as an FC, you have so many things on your mind all at once. Like, if you have a scout, you're worrying about your scout, you're worrying about your fleet, you're worrying about plexes, what's in a plex, how to get in the plex. Also, depending on, like, how big your gang is. I do mostly, Desi down, small gang type of fighting. And when I have more than like 4 guys in my fleet, I don't try to just jump into a plex because it'll immediately scare off the 1 or 2 pilots that are in there. I like to scout it out. But I mean, as an FC, you have so many things on your plate, where you're going, your scouts, intel channels, command channels, helping out maybe another fleet that's happening nearby. And so it's like, for one guy who's not paying attention, is falling back, it's like, you kind of have to do some work.
Yeah, I mean, there are definitely. I personally as an FC, I try and make sure the new guys are sorted. But like they say, it is difficult at times. I mean, if it's a 40-man fleet, there's no way I can worry about the new people. But smaller fleets is when I get to work with them. And
absolutely. So
new people get out in those smaller fleets as well. I mean, Mojo DC, their new bro fleets all the time, essentially uses as a decoy target. As long as I'm having a great time, that's great. But try and get out in some smaller fleets. That's my advice, is because FCs and the other people in your corporation stuff will be able to give you the attention you need, and that's how you learn, is with that attention. I mean, and most FCs are more than happy to take a new person out in faction warfare and run them through some plexes and run them through what's happening and stuff.
Absolutely, and I would even submit that, just going out there, even if they're used as, cannon fodder or, a water buffalo to draw the enemy, you're going to get something out of it. I mean, you're going to listen to the verbiage of the comms. You're going to get the flow of the fleet, understand some of the expectations, and before you know it, you're starting to get in on kills, and then it's, you've got the momentum to get you to the next level.
Yeah, and Dracoplasm suggested there. I mean, that's certainly something I think that I thought on and was never really got round to suggesting or anything, but it's a very good idea from Dracoplasm, so we'll credit it to him anyway. To attach a chaperone for those bigger fleets to help out the new players, someone that isn't the FC that knows what they're doing and can help them along, which is a very good call, so thank you for that.
No, absolutely, that's great.
Bestie, I've tried FCing once and my bows got blobbed and decided to fight them, but we lost that and we had fun. Yeah, I mean, I've worked 2 separate cruiser fleets now to station to find Minmatar frigate fleets or Calamari frigate fleets waiting for me. Once I saved it, the other time we got slaughtered. It happens, But I guess, I mean, if you blobbed, go down fighting, give it your best, take who you can with you, and do your best.
Test is, you just summed up test.
Yeah, I mean, this is a game. Have fun.
Yeah.
Exactly.
I'm gonna share something with you guys. I took an EVE University FCing class not too long ago, and the one teaching that class was Shadu. I don't know if you guys know who he is, but
I've heard of him, yeah.
Yeah. But anyways, Shadu, he left us with some good info, Most of it was, your normal FCing talk, but he one of the things he said was, if you worry too much about your fleet, that can really mess you up. So try to relax, and if you're FCing, just try to have fun.
Yeah, I mean, as an FC, you're responsible for a lot of people, but you are here to play and enjoy the game as well. And that's very important. And I think as an FC, make sure you enjoy it, but also make sure that you get a chance just to be a player. And that you're not always the one FCing.
Yeah, don't burn yourself out. That, that happened with Tess recently. And, it's bad. When you don't want to log into the game anymore.
Yeah, Dracoplasms again just said I command with an iron fist kind of guy. So do I. I shout at people in fleets, but I think with Tempest certainly they know that if I've shouted at them for doing something like warping off when I've told them to wait or something like that, they know it's because I explain it to them that if they're not doing what they're told, if I tell them not to do something and then they do it, if they end up dying, it's not my fault. And sometimes I tell them not to do something and it gets them killed anyway. But, just, set your expectations, let them know how it's going to run, and go and have fun, and hopefully everyone will be fine by the end of it. And if you don't have fun, there's a problem. Bring it up with another FC or something.
Yeah, I should get my military director on here sometimes. Sometime he would give you guys some good FCing tips.
Who's that?
Corsair Rainer.
Corsair Rainer, I see him in chat. Maybe, we've Joan of Arc joining us next week. I believe he's one of your Strat FCs.
Yeah, don't put him in the same room as Joan of Arc, though.
No.
Oh, really?
Yeah. They conflict a little bit.
Okay, I will keep that in mind when we're breaking people.
You might need some antibiotics on hand for that one.
Yeah.
Oh boy.
Radio. I've got kick bars anyway. So
I don't know if Corsair's listening, but he can be a loose cannon sometimes. You gotta watch out for friendly fire.
Oh dear. I'll remember that when I join his fleets. What about then? Just quickly, Silas, quickly, what kind of things do you face as an Alliance CEO? Just because we've got an Alliance CEO here, and obviously Test High Command will ask you after. So what kind of problems have you come up over the last couple of months or year that you've been doing it?
Well, I think a lot of the challenges we had, the roadblocks were passed. Right now we have a great team. We have momentum. We're all on the same page. There's true alignment in templates. So really any roadblock, any issue that comes up, I know our leadership teams can work through it. I'm not even worried about that. And I love it. I think we're living the dream right now. But I got to tell you, starting out, there was a time when the executorship was passed and the baton came to me. CCDM was looking to start their own alliance. I think Armor Purgatorium was looking to bail. Providence Guard was wondering if they were even going to be around. So we had a lot of corporations in an alliance that wasn't going anywhere, was looking to possibly dissolve. And I think the first thing that we needed to do was get on the same page and put an alliance contract, or at least a charter together, an operating agreement, so we can start working with each other. And the big part of it was trust. And I'm going to talk a little bit about that in a second, but the whole trust piece, I mean, here's this new guy, what is he going to do differently? And it's not about me, it's about what you're doing and what me and everyone else coming together is doing. And we're on the same page now, and I think we trust each other more. We really leverage our strengths. We put our aces in their places. I'm not a great FC. You want small gang? I'm great. You want cruiser? I'm probably going to lean on you, Roddy. And it's okay. So we get the right people together. And when I talk about that trust piece, from a Cal Mill warfare piece, there's other alliances out there, and we have some good relationships with some of them, and there's some that we don't communicate with, that they're, we're just not open with each other, and we're very guarded. And I think my hope, is not to have one alliance for Cal Mill. I don't think that works, just like there shouldn't be one corporation. Personalities attract to different personalities. Really what I would like to see is for the alliances just to, support each other a little more and communicate more. I think at times we get caught up in the ego and, what have we done for each other lately, as opposed to just putting our best foot forward and, supporting one another and, taking the high road. And I think once we start doing that, we're going to see the face of Cal Mill change completely. Cassian reached out to us a week or two before they decided to join, and one of the questions was, would we go blue with them? And absolutely, we had a great conversation. We continue to have a solid relationship. I'm glad they're here. I'm glad they chose Zinnia as a home. We've been here for months, and we've always felt that that was a strategic location. I'm glad they feel the same. But more importantly, I'm having a blast. And I think if the others, start thinking that way, we can have more fun as a large group and really do some cool things with faction warfare. First and foremost, winning the map.
Yeah, and Tess has considered, even if we do go back to Null, staying in Caldari faction warfare. So I don't know if it's been announced to you guys at all, or if it's even been talked about, but we are considering that as an option. To have something that our new bros could go and make some money with real quick in case, they need money for ships or whatever.
And absolutely, and hone their skills. I mean, right now we're having fun. We're running frigate fleets, and we're decimating a bunch of cruisers out there. It's pretty cool. So, I mean, sky's the limit when you have the right team and you're on the same page. So, I appreciate all of you on this podcast and supporting us. I love flying with you.
Yeah, it's definitely. I mean, hearing Test is looking to keep a foot in here is really good news as far as Caldari Militia is, and I'm really looking forward to keeping you guys on board because, good bunch of guys, and I know personally, and I'm sure most of the IFCs for Tempest will be the same. We've no issues in helping you guys, your new guys, with that as well.
Yeah.
So I mean, and that's I think that's what's happening a lot more, and we're seeing is a lot more cooperation. I mean, the not keep it all Caldari based Galante have a very, very good system of cooperation, a very good system of trust, so much so that they all use one TeamSpeak, and they've no issues with sharing TeamSpeak info and stuff. And while yes, we share TeamSpeak info, and we're trying to make templates, we're upgrading templates as info or TeamSpeak to handle we're upgrading templates is to handle more people because of the high amount of traffic that's coming through it now. So it's really good that trust is getting to those same levels now, and the alliances are working together a lot more.
It's coming, man. I think we're starting to turn the corner, and it's just by example, and others will follow. So I'm excited. I don't know what next month's going to bring, but it's going to be a fun winter. I'll tell you that.
Yeah, I mean we're glad to be on this journey with you guys. We came with the goal of pushing Tier 4 quick, and we have it now. We've been holding it for how many days now?
You're pushing a week now.
Yeah.
Yeah. Everyone's making money. We're crashing the Caldari LP market, which is great.
Always the way.
Soon we'll all be flying around in faction ships that aren't worth anything. But yeah, I think the Test Diplo team, I got to give a shout out to those guys because they're the ones who did a lot of the work coming out here. Talking about structures, Test has a lot of people that work hard behind the scenes to make it possible to do what we do. And I think that leadership, even though they're respected for the most part, unless you actually do it, you don't understand how much work actually goes into a game like this.
That's true.
Yeah.
It's very true. Yeah, I mean, having that diplomatic team, you guys are the size where you need it, and it's great that you have people that step up to it. And I think Tempest, I think Silas, I'm sure we're hearing that might be after 1 or 2 in the future. For a Tempest one. Take some of the pressure off him.
Yeah, that'd be nice.
But I think...
Never.
I think we're going to call it there tonight, folks. I want to give a big mention out. You'll have seen it on your launchers when you're connecting to game, but as we'll all have heard in the news recently about this hurricane out in the typhoon out in the Philippines, killing thousands and injuring a lot more. There is a link in the description to this channel for the Plex for Good dev blog from CCP, and basically the instructions are all in there. And what happens is for every Plex you send to the CCP, they will send $15 out to the fund. It's a really worthwhile cause, and I know I'm going to be sending one out now that I've heard about it, because I only found out about it just before the podcast and haven't had time to get the Plex, but I'll be sending it out, and definitely support that, guys.
Yeah, this kind of hits close to home for me too, because my wife's from the Philippines. She's from Cebu City, and her family's safe and everything, but she's like devastated, watching the news, looking at the people over there. I mean, the Philippines is a great country full of great people, and for something like this to happen to them, it's horrible.
No, it's insane. I know in real life my company is doing a lot of stuff for that, and I think it's pretty cool that some of our entertainment is starting to do that too. It's going to be a long journey of recovery.
Yeah, I mean, we're all called our bros. We're in tier 4. I'm not joking when I say you can make 500 mil, 600 mil for whatever the Plex is inside a day or 2 days of committed level 4 mission running. Go do that, get the Plex, send it off to CCP and do your part, because at the end of the day it costs you nothing but in-game ISK to get that Plex, or if you want to buy one and send it, do it that way as well. One last thing then, I guess, is we have Twitter now, Capsuleer Twitter. If you click the big Twitter sign beneath the Twitch feed, it will take you straight to our Twitter feed, so you can follow us. At AGI Podcast is the Twitter handle, and we're using hashtag the Capsuleer and hashtag TweetFleet to promote it. So all retweets and follows on there will be appreciated to help get the audience out there. So, Roddy, the part that hurts my wallet.
Oh, here we go.
Yeah, the part that hurts my wallet. Free stuff.
Here we go. Free stuff, guys. Free shit. I would say shit, but then for some reason, Twitch doesn't like that. Type in free stuff into chat right now. It gives you an option to the 2 pirate frigates. Since we didn't meet our goals, there's no free copy of Metro Last Light coming out tonight. And there's no pirate cruiser, because you guys were lazy. I'll say it. Hey guys, spread the word every weekend. We're trying to bring in guests from all over EVE. We're talking to YouTubers and streamers, trying to get them in, talk to them, and eventually, just get every aspect of this game. EVE Online is a fantastic game that I think there needs to be a lot more media out there for it, and that's just what this is all about. I see Silas Black in there trying to get a pirate frig.
What?
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 You're a guest. You're not supposed.
What are you talking about?
You never even mentioned the sergeants in there, Gary. You were Sergeant Stark. I'm trying to get one as well. I love that never-ending kind of visual that appears in the corner. That's that constant corridor of the screen. Oh, I hit
only
it.
14 people, 30 people here. Only 14 people want. Make sure you guys spell it capital F. Maybe that's the reason why it's not going out. Capital F, capital S, with the space in between the word. It worked for you? It's only 14. Is there more than... Let's try it again. Let's see if we can get some more people. I only got 14. That's weird.
Looks like that's all that's paying attention.
Want me to send a ping to test?
Oh god. No, they didn't watch the stream.
Half our
Yeah, they
prizes
didn't
have
watch
gone
it.
to test already.
No, I actually sent a ping right before I joined here, so...
Oh, there you go.
Yeah, we got a couple. There's a few test bros in here. 15, yo!
Maybe
No, hi, your name's not supposed to be there twice.
It's not. Oh, is it? No, it's not.
Oh, tester mean. Per
What's
needs.
test mean?
It's okay, needs. We'll kiss it better later.
Alright, well, this is the
You can take
16.
that how you want it.
First ship giveaway is going to go to Yana Face. Yanny Face? You there, man? Yanny Face. There. There's one more ship giveaway, guys, in a second. Hey, there he is.
Oh, he's there.
Alright. I'll be writing you a message, and you're going to reply to the message I send you with your in-game name. Alright. So I'm going to update again. Free stuff again, guys. Free stuff into chat for a pirate frigate of your choice.
Not
Hey.
Sisters of Eve, my wallet doesn't stretch that
No,
far,
not-
so don't chance it.
Not Sisters of Eve.
If the prices are down, we will be throwing Sisters of Eve ships into the mix next week, but not this week.
Yeah. Give you guys a couple more seconds. Also, another thing, guys. Spread the word. What was I going to say? I forgot what I was going to say. Let's give away another ship-wide debate what I was going to say.
No, we're not. My wallet's not that deep.
Dragon Scarlet. You there?
No bias intended right there. She's gonna kill me for that later.
Who is?
Yes, it is actually a girl as well.
Oh, wow.
There you go.
Wait till you see our viewer audience jump up by 100 now.
Female on stream. Again, Dragon Scarlet, guys, I will be sending you a message. Send me your in-game names, and then we will talk to you in-game, and you tell us what ship you want, and all that free shit. See you next time.
Rubicon trailer one more time. Come on.
Put it in your pants. Put it back in your pants.
Yeah.
One more time, just for old time's sake.
Yeah, I missed it, so I gotta see it.
Alright.
You haven't seen it yet?
Of
Pretty
course
cool.
I've seen it.
Oh, right, okay. I could watch it all day. I've watched it 4 or 5 times now at least, if not more. Could also put up the Minecraft pig racing video.
No, we will not do such a thing. Bastard.
Dear.
Oh, where is it? Bam. Alright, guys, well, I'll see you next time. We're going to end it off with the Rubicon trailer, and the stream's ended. See you next week. Follow the Twitter page, so whatever we figure out what we're going to do, we'll let you know as soon as possible. So if you want to see what guests we have and what topics we'll be talking about, definitely follow that Twitter page. See you guys next week.
Thanks, guys.
Yep.
Thanks for having me on. Take care.
Later, man.
I got hostiles inbound. What's your status?
Establishing connection in 3, 2, and primary defenses are breached. Attempting brute force on secondary. Keep them off me.
Capsuleers of New Eden. We are aware your scanners are detecting cosmic anomalies of an unknown nature.
Deploying sentry drones. That should keep them busy.
These anomalies originate from covert research facilities known as ghost sites. They are run by hostile factions and pose a significant threat to the entirety of New Eden.
Battleships on grid. Time's up. We gotta go.
Negative. Just hold them off. I'm almost through.
The Empires demand full compliance with the following directive. Capture Capsuleer access to these illicit facilities is strictly forbidden.
Taking heavy fire.
Unauthorized interactions will be considered a violation.
Almost there.
Shields are down. There's so much damage.
And should you fail to comply,
I'm in. I've never seen anything like this. Wait, no. Abort! Abort!
there will be consequences.
Eve Rubicon, there's no turning back. Play now at trial.eveonline.com.